This person says, how did you overcome the fear of being on stage, and what type of advice would you give me?
Whoo, that is a huge one because being on stage, especially with stand-up comedy, I feel like that's like 70 to 80% of doing stand-up comedy is being comfortable on stage and being comfortable with failure. And how did I overcome that? To be honest, time, practice. And the practice that I got was doing my emceeing. So when I first started emceeing, I was nervous, super nerve-wracking. You're on the microphone, everybody's quiet, looking at you. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna entertain me? What's coming up next? You're their show. You know what I mean? And so with my stand-up comedy, I would say I learned my comfortability from emceeing because I got that comfort of being in front of people on the microphone to where when I went to do stand-up, there was no difference. It was just, the difference was it was just within that time frame, I just have to make them laugh the whole time. Emceeing is a mixture. You know, you're emceeing the event, you got to do your announcements, and then you throw in little jokes here and there, you make people laugh, and then you do crowd work. So it's very similar, but with stand-up, it's more of you got to do your jokes, and then you can fall back on your stand-up, your crowd work, whatever you do. But being comfortable, I mean, that just takes time. And that's my advice to you is if you wanted to get it to stand-up or any kind of job or opportunity to be on the microphone in front of people, the only way to get more comfortable is to do it more. So if you want to do it, get out there and do stand-up. Don't be afraid to do it. Be ready to fail, and don't be afraid of failure. And honestly, I look at it when I'm on stage, when I say a joke and it doesn't really hit as much as it did the last time or as much as I thought it would, I turn it into a joke and I laugh and I'll be like, oh, that sucked. You know what I mean?
I love when they do.
Yeah,
I love when you call out like
I
the
call it
awkwardness.
out. I call it out. This is not going good. Okay, here we go. Let's fix it. Let's bring it back up. You know what I mean? And then on to the next. Don't let your mind fall into that gutter that'll just, you mean, it'll just drain it out, and then it'll just get worse and worse and worse. Move on. Move on. If you're on the microphone, if you're doing emceeing, or if you're doing comedy, stand-up comedy, move on to the next. Move on to the next. That's it.
Just take that opportunity.
Take the opportunity. Take the opportunity to make it even funnier. You know, you can turn that into a whole different avenue of jokes. You know what I mean? Then a crowd might say something. Then it might open up a crowd work opportunity for you with that crowd, and
it leads to another joke.
A whole nother. It's just it could be a blessing in disguise. So that's my advice to you. Being comfortable is just put your time in. And a lot of people, that's what's funny is when I got into stand-up comedy, I heard some other people saying like, oh, you didn't put in the years of doing stand-up comedy and all this. It's like, I've been doing comedy for a long time, maybe just not on the stand-up comedy stage, but I've been doing stand-up comedy and comedy in front of people for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel comfortable, and that's where, like, if you've never done any of that, then just go and try. And just, you'll get better and better and better. Even me right now, I'm still learning. I'm still getting better. I promise you, from my show 2 years ago is a totally different show to what it is now. And it just gets better and better with time. Just with anything, you know what I mean? You're not gonna surfing. The day I started surfing, I was trash. Till now, you know what I mean? It took years, but hey, you go more, you do it more, you get better. That's all.
You don't learn about surfing by reading or watching about surfing. You just got to do them. You got to get in the water. You got to fail. You got to charge waves, charge small waves if you need. And that's how you learn. That's pretty much it. Awesome.